Are you ready to rumble on the radio? We are. President Obama's inability to jumpstart the economy continues to hurt his popularity. The very latest Gallup poll has his approval rating at 45%, down from a sky-high 66 when he took office. And with the midterms less than a month away, it looks like the president will have to wait to tackle his agenda. But is his administration already in over their head? With our Radio Rumble today, we are joined from Philly by Dom Giordano, from Washington, D.C., Mark Levine, and from Boston, Michael Graham. Guys, thank you very much for joining us live.
Thank you.
All right. Now, the reason we say that, Mark Halperin writes in Time that the White House is in over its head. Michael, would you agree with that?
They are so far deep in it that they're already debating in the White House who's going to climb out last when the rescue shaft finally reaches them from the drillers above. This is an absolute disaster, and they keep making it worse. You lose General Jones, who you were just talking about earlier, right, General Shelton, for this Fannie lobbying hack. He lobbied for Citigroup. He lobbied for Goldman Sachs. He worked on campaigns for Carter and Mondale. Oh, I'm feeling a lot better. I mean, not only are they underwater, they're bailing water into the boat.
Hey, Dom, what are your listeners telling you on the radio there in Philly about this?
Well, I think they think that's true. It's right that every day we see another guy jump off the ship. But in addition to that, my listeners and what I think, it's more agenda-driven, that these guys are driven by this agenda. They're not completely clueless. They're just determined to push this through. And I see it more of that. And they're arrogant. We knew that from the very beginning, very arrogant. And as a result of that, finally, the elites are turning on them. Who knew?
Yeah. Mark, Mr. Halperin writes, the White House is in over its head, isolated, insular, arrogant, and clueless. But I got a feeling you disagree.
Well, you know, they said that very clearly about George W. Bush, and he had approval ratings in the 20s. When you look at that Gallup poll that you cited, 45%, it's better than the two most successful presidents of our generation, Ronald Reagan and Bill Clinton. Both had lower approval ratings at this point in the presidency.
Yeah, but George W. Bush, you mentioned George W. Bush. At his point in his presidency, he had an approval rating of 65%.
That's true, just after September 11th, and we know it was down in the 20s before he left office. Look, we're in a tough economy right now. Everybody knows it. The Republican Party is determined to keep us in that tough economy. That's why they're voting to move jobs overseas, voting against small businesses, voting against tax cuts. Who ever knew the Republicans were against tax cuts? But they vote against middle-class tax cuts. They're trying to destroy the economy to take Obama down the way Rush Limbaugh wants him to fail. Yeah. And you know what?
And all those Democrats, Mark, all those Democrats that the president has, what are they doing? All of them are running away from them. I was in Philadelphia. None of them were on the stage with them on Sunday. None of them wanted to be up there on the stage with him.
Michael, what about the fact that the president and his men have now attacked the Chamber of Commerce? First it was Bush, then it was Boehner, now it's business. It looks like this attack on big business and the Chamber has backfired.
Well, first of all, it's backfired because what Mark just said is an absolute lie. Voting to not raise taxes is not voting to move jobs overseas. Factcheck.org, a liberal
group,
did
vote to move jobs overseas.
And the White House, by the way, the White House is going back from this lie about voting for the Americans for a Tax Reform deal being a job killer. But what's interesting to me is the fact that President Obama as a guy is still relatively popular. People like him. Dom is right. This is about policies that didn't work. The stimulus just didn't work. Sure. Obamacare is increasing the debt, period. Those are the facts.
Dom, we'll give you 15 seconds.
Hey, again, I come back to the Chamber of Commerce is a loser. It fell flat in Philadelphia, the president's speech on Sunday. Those folks are saying we want jobs in the economy. We don't. What are you talking about, Chamber of Commerce and all this goofy stuff?
Yeah. By the way, good job with that naked guy in Philly, Dom. And Mark will give you the final word on this.
Highlight.
Yeah, the Chamber of Commerce has taken money from communist China and Russia, Vladimir Putin from Abu Dhabi and Bahrain.
Oh, my God.
The president is right. Foreign countries should not be funding Republicans. Republicans should return the foreign money.
One at a time.
Keep it up. Keep it up. Give us more.
Okay, great. Very lively Tuesday morning. Our thanks to Dom and Mark and Michael. Listen to them on radio stations all over the country. Guys, thank you very much.
Thank you.
By the way, the president has taken some shots at Karl Rove over the last 48 hours, and Mr. Rove is going to join us just about